Hello everyone. Hi. Excuse me. Still doing the thing where I can breathe or I can talk, but I can't mix the two. So for breakfast I had 2 bowls of cereal and a power drink. I'm gonna rest my head. There you go. Hi. 2 bowls of cereal, a power drink, and I did an albuterol. When we got back from church, I did an albuterol, and I can't think back on it right now. I think I had 2 more bowls of cereal, a cup of coffee, something to eat, maybe an albuterol. I've been a little tired today. So I just had another cup of coffee and some ho-hos because people went to the store and got me a snack, and that was nice. And I had an icy. I had a small cup of frozen juice. It was nice. So right now I'm going to do an albuterol and a vest. Later I'm going to do an albuterol before I go to bed with a vest, hypertonic saline, and insulin. Was there something else? Anyway, I've been tired today. I'm trying to rest, so I think I'll get back to that. Hey everyone, I know this is a bit unusual, but I thought this would be a pretty important post to make in as far as continuity. Here's what I mean, is I've said recently that I need to be talking about my medical problems more often so that people understand how I'm feeling. This is a revelation I came to when I had been feeling dreadfully ill to a massive degree, not just a little, but really terrible, for about 2 weeks. And when I started complaining to people about it a little, they had no idea. And I figured it's because I'm just not saying enough about how my health is. So I'm going to update you a bit because health is a bit complicated. And it's always changing. Please excuse the odd camera angle I'm choosing because anyway, this is how I decided to do this shot. As far as my health, I'm coughing very hard every time I cough. Every single time. I do genuinely dread the idea of even starting a small cough. And it really wins me. Like, it's just kind of difficult to describe how a cough drains energy from every bit of my body. And makes me lightheaded and gives me tunnel vision and makes me extraordinarily dizzy. Not just a little dizzy. Like my head, I'm not kidding, it literally turns in circles. Or I'm literally making circles with my head. I'm so dizzy. And that's just not an exaggeration about anything. Excuse me. Oh. Now, I'm getting a bit better rest at night. I seem to have gotten rid of most, if not all, of my sleep deprivation. Excuse me. And because of my consistency with my medical daily plan, because I've been doing, excuse me, pretty well with it, I can say that I can use a pretty good portion of my lungs. However, that is different from saying that there still feels like a weight on my lungs. And if you haven't noticed, I'll make sure to explain. Sometimes when I'm breathing, some sputum from my lungs will simply enter my airway and I will choke on it. I know it sounds really unpleasant. And I don't want to go into too much detail. But there are times when I'm just breathing, like you hear me now, and suddenly, like very literally suddenly, it'll just be in my air passageway and I'm choking on it as if, like you had stuck a boiled egg down my throat. It's just suddenly there. It's terrible. So, I'm still entirely drained of energy and exhausted during the day. Something that adds to this is that I've lost a bit of weight, which I didn't have much of to begin with. It's not a good thing. And I am continually dehydrated. What this means is that my mouth dries out like cotton mouth, especially in my sleep, which is kind of bad for your teeth to have really dry teeth. And it's difficult for me to sleep like that, which means every once in a while, and it seems like it's like every 2 hours or something, I have to wake up with the most terrible feeling in my mouth of just being dehydrated and dry. Get a sip of water from a cup of water that I keep by my bed, which means I have to continually wake up just to hydrate my mouth. So I'm still working on the sleeping front, even though I may be getting some rest from it. I'm also, without contradiction, still waking up throughout the night because there's things I need to take care of. So I have made some small steps in recovering my health, specifically in opening up airways by coughing up sputum and spitting it out whenever I can. But this is a very difficult process because every cough is intense and requires so much energy. But then what I cough up is really tiny and really thick. And it's worse when I haven't drinking water. It is like trying to move glue with your breath. Like, really, really think about how you would do that. I want you to imagine like actually getting Elmer's glue, putting a line of it on a piece of paper. Don't smear it, but you have a line of glue, and then blow on it like you're trying to move it across the paper. That's not an exaggeration. That is how difficult it is. Now, there's some alarms. I didn't do it. That visual I just gave you is how difficult it is to get sputum out of my lungs. And every return, every bit of sputum I cough up is really tiny. It is not big. So I'm trying to make every recovery I can. Trying to think of every new idea that I can, but I still have somewhat limited facilities here. I don't have antibodies or antibiotics, and I'm not even sure how you would really test to, like, how do you heal this? How would a doctor take care of this case and say, well, you need to do these 2 or 3 things. After this amount of time, you'll be feeling better. Like, what would those things even be? I can't even imagine. It can't be like, well, drink 2 gallons of water, eat 6,000 calories a day. You'll have energy, you'll be hydrated. You'll also suffer from liver failure and probably tear your stomach open trying to eat that much food in a day. So, yeah, I just wanted to make sure you guys are up to date.